Welcome into Scotting Movies, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about a movie that starts out making us think like it's a typical '80s rom com, and then halfway through you realize that it's all secretly a corporate takedown wrapped in Aquanet and Carly Simon. Today we're talking about a movie called Working Girl, and it isn't here just to make you laugh. It's here to drag corporate America by its Brooks Brothers lapels and still send you out grinning. So let's talk about what Working Girl is about. On the surface, it's about Tess McGill, a secretary from Staten Island with a brain full of sharp ideas and a closet full of shoulder pads. After her boss breaks her leg, not Tessa's leg, after her boss breaks her own leg while skiing, disappears for a few weeks, Tess steps into her role uninvited and starts pitching her own ideas to top executives. And she finds out that her boss had been planning to steal her own idea, her own proposal, and turn it in as her own. And so it turns into a full blown identity heist, office warfare, and even a little romance on the side. So think Cinderella, except in pumps, and except the fairy godmother is a Rolodex, and the ball is a merger pitch meeting. So, what makes Working Girl hit harder than expected is how unapologetically cynical it is about the workplace. This film gets it. I mean, how titles matter more than talent, how ideas only count when they come from the right mouth, and how being a woman, especially a working class woman, means you're underestimated by default. And it's not just about the glass ceiling, it's about the absolute performance that's required to even get to the floor beneath the glass ceiling. Tess doesn't climb the ladder. She hijacks the elevator, changes outfits, drops her Staten Island accent, and fakes it till she makes it. And honestly, it's glorious to watch. Um, Talking about the performances here, Melanie Griffith plays Tess McGill. She brings a softness to her that totally sneaks up on you. She doesn't come in guns blazing. She tiptoes in with grit and heart. There's a quiet determination, a quiet confidence of her that's under all that hairspray. And her performance isn't flashy, but it's focused. That final elevator scene where she realizes she actually earned a place at the table. It's the kind of subtle triumph that makes you want to cheer and cry at the same time. She's really good. At the very beginning, she has all the big, 80s hair, and she cuts it in order to look more like her boss, a little bit more professional, drops her Staten Island accent, as I mentioned. And the way that she uh, practices how to speak in a way that is professional and not secretarial is really good, and the way that she stands up for herself um, in public really says that this is the way that it's going to be. I'm going to show up at a wedding that I'm not even invited to because that's where the person is that I need to talk to get this deal done. And I'm going to sneak my way through there. She has to break all these rules in order to get where she wants to go, where she believes she deserves to be. And then in private, her absolute nervousness, her anxiety about what she's doing is really heartbreaking and earned, and it's really good to watch. Sigourney Weaver plays Katharine Parker, the Melanie Griffith's character's boss, and she flips that boss bitch role on its head. She's icy, she's calculating, she's somehow charmingly ruthless. She talks a big feminist game until another woman threatens her status, and you can tell that Sigourney Weaver is just having a blast being awful, being the villain of this movie. It's so satisfying when Tess finally sees through that veneer, and near the end when uh, Catherine's told that she needs to explain how she came up with the idea. It's really satisfying to watch, but it's also satisfying to watch Sigourney Weaver just chew into this role. She is having a great time. She's horribly wonderful, wonderfully horrible. Maybe is better to say. Um, then there's Harrison Ford, and this is probably one of his most underrated roles. He he plays Jack Trainer in an awkward, funny way, and shockingly very supportive. He's the rare male character in this kind of story who isn't the obstacle. He's not there to save Tess; he's there to witness her. And yeah, he fumbles a bit, but that just makes him all the more charming, all the more endearing. He's Harrison Ford is this guy we've seen in all these action movies, as Indiana Jones, as Han Solo, as earlier this year that I've talked about a movie called Frantic. He's been really serious and really action oriented. And in this movie, he shows his comedy chops as well. He's very funny. He has good comedic timing, and I think he's one of the more underrated performances of this year. And lastly, Joan Cusack plays Sin, short for Cynthia, Tess's best friend. She's all Aquanet and gumsmacks and brutal honesty. There's depth under the sass, though. She's a constant reminder of where Tess comes from, not only workplace wise, as she's also a secretary, but from Staten Island, from the same roots. And she delivers some of the funniest lines in the movie, as well as the realist, where Tess is saying that she needs to pretend to be the boss. And Cynthia says, sometimes I sing and dance around the house in my underwear. Doesn't make me Madonna. And it's iconic. It's really funny. The screenplay by Kevin Wade could have been a frothy fairy tale, but it's really a corporate satire wearing heels. It digs into workplace sexism, classism, the way that women are taught to see each other as competition instead of allies, and it does all of it with wit and warmth. Even the romantic subplot isn't just about getting the guy; it's about getting the credit. That's what makes Tessa's journey so satisfying. She doesn't just fake it; she proves that she's had it in her the whole time. And it's really satisfying to watch. And it's a really great script by Kevin Wade. Um, and especially at this time in 1988, when feminism and sexism in the workplace and things like that were just accepted. They weren't they weren't thought of as being uh, feminism as being a true ideal, or sexism as being really that important, especially in the workplace. Um, and we've got to talk about the music for a little bit. Carly Simon's song "Let the River Run" starts at the very beginning of the movie, and it carries all the way through. You hear it throughout. It's the anthem of this movie, uh, and it defines it. It's hopeful and soaring is what I was going to say. It's hopeful, it's soaring, it's triumphant. It turns a ferry ride into the city into a spiritual experience. And when it comes back at the end, it's goosebumps every time. It's a great song that that won the Academy Award for Best Song, and it was really, really good. Um, Wrapping up Working Girl here, um, it walks a brilliant tightrope. It is equal parts fairy tale and feminist critique. It's warm without being naive. It's sharp without being cruel. The hair is big, the computers are ancient, but the message itself, that talent should matter more than titles, that women can rewrite the rules without asking permission, it still hits hard today. So, what grade will I give Working Girl? I'm going to give it an A minus. It is stylish, smart, sneakily radical. It earns its place in the canon of 80s classics that actually say something. It's not perfect, as I said. I gave it an A minus, not an A plus, um, but it's pretty dang close to being perfect. So, have you seen Working Girl? What did you think about it? Did you agree with me that it is one of the more um, feminist movies of the 80s, disguised as a rom-com, as well as talking about workplace dynamics and um, roles over um, or talent over roles, I should say. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, comment, do all those things. Don't forget, if you want the job, you've got to have the voice memo ready, the heels on, and the Carly Simon blasting in order to get those things. So thanks for watching. Remember, sometimes a whisper can be louder than a roar. And thanks, everyone. See you next time.